last time out Dexter dealt with a cannibal. This time out he has to deal with his own sister. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. It's time to review Scar Tissue Season 8 Episode 4 of Dexter. We're down at the beach here, as you can probably tell by the wind. It's not too bad, but for video making qualities it could be a wee bit poor, but the tide's out. Down. Big Dexter tunes are blasting. I'm not quite wearing one of Batista's shirts here. I'm wearing a North Face top, sweating my tits off. But anyway, less about me and my diddies and more about Debra and her diddies, even though I don't think she got them out this episode. But well, I mean, she had to swim out the lake this episode, because what happened, she tried to kill Dexter. But before we get to that, we have to go to the beginning of this episode, folks, and we've seen a flashback. Debra is in the shipping container where she killed Maria LaGuardia. Alright, but the difference is she shoots Dexter instead, and this is actually a really cool twist, because this is obviously what could have happened, folks. Debra could have shot Dexter. Obviously if that happened, we wouldn't be having New Blood or Resurrection or hell, even a Season 8. I don't think it would have went down rather well. But then we cut back to present time. Vogul has took her back to the shipping container to try and do a bit of a deep dive into her PTSD. And I mean, this was interesting, I guess. Debra's like, I don't want to do any of this, talk about that night. Then she's like, oh, repressing the issue won't work, because Dexter's been doing that exact same shit since he was a kid, and look what happened to him. He was born in a shipping container. The monster that's Dexter was born in one of these. Deb then blurts out that she had a memory of killing Dexter instead of Maria LaGuardia. And then of course, at this point you're thinking, damn, I've become so obsessed with the life that I took. And then she admits that she doesn't trust Vogul. I mean, I understand why she doesn't trust her, absolutely. Dexter is at then another murder scene of Norma Rivera, who lived alone. The blow to her head killed her, and he's just sitting here trying to figure it out. But obviously there's about a million other things going on in Dexter's head at this current point in time. But yeah, Dexter believes probably someone who knew her did it. And then Quinn gets told by Batista that he passed the sergeant's exam, so he's got a bit of a smile on his face here. Yes, Quinn passing the sergeant's exam. He's also told not to show it to Detective Miller. There's no way Batista would pick Detective Miller over Quinn for his new sergeant, and they're not. Well, I wouldn't bet all my money in the world first. But then like a new character rocks up, and I'm sitting there thinking, who could that be? But it turns out it's actually Masuka's daughter, and they hang out, and it turns out he donated to a sperm bank way back then when, and she's a result of it, and the mother died, so she's now with Masuka. I mean, I like Masuka, hell, I think he's one of the funniest TV characters of all time, but between this and the hand that got stolen, and he was kind of responsible for that, the guy's never really had his own arc. You know, like, would it have been interesting for one of these killers to like kidnap Masuka one time? I think it would have been. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, that would have been crap, but I think we needed something like that to elevate this guy to the next level. But here, he's not the only one. I think Quinn deserved more in the OG show. I think Batista especially deserved more of that. Vogul catches up with Dexter, tells him that he basically remains the main target of Debra's pain, which was interesting. She then asked Dexter if he's had luck finding the brain surgeon, to which he responds, no, but I've crossed off 3 more patient names, so that's interesting. And then he's stalking Yates at a work site. It's like, who the fuck is Yates? Apparently this guy stalked a classmate, or he attacked a classmate with a chair at age 12. We then have, like, I mean, Dexter notices a scar on the back of this guy's skull, and he's like, oh wait, this means he could be the brain surgeon guy. He looks up, there's no records of this guy ever getting brain surgery done, so what's going on there? We then see Vogul basically say that Harry was right. Harry was indeed right about Dexter, because she's saying that, you know what, he channeled his urges. And I mean, is Dexter a good person? No, I mean, I think killing anybody kind of subtracts a wee bit away from that. But as Dexter said to Dokes, I mean, taxpayers pay you. I do it for free. I'm doing this city a service, and you know, if Dexter just always killed people who deserved it, who were killers and rapists, I mean, if Dexter went round, right, and just started killing random people for 8 seasons without no means or justification, then he wouldn't be as like universally loved, and rightfully so, because at the end of the day, he'd just be a bona fide killer. He could end up on somebody else's table who is like the Dexter that we know, and obviously it would subtract from him. So I mean, I understand why Debra can't accept it, you know, and it's not just, it's the fact that he's betrayed so many people close to them too, right? And it's in the city where she's been a police officer, so it's affected her that way. It's not just as simple as turning around and saying about, oh here look, I'm not saying she'd have been alright if he'd done it in, like, I mean, say for example he started in New York and she visited him, and then like after 20, oh what, you're doing that, but you know, Dokes, Trinity, Rita, LaGuardia, there's so many people close to me, and even the fact that Brian's his brother, there's so many people close to him that just, I totally understand Debra's point of view, man, and why it would hurt so much. Because of course it's going to hurt so much, man, you know what I mean? It's like your fucking brother's killing people and you're a cop, and it's crazy. It's but you seen her, she was like willing to accept him killing Travis Marshall, but then obviously more when the truth came out, it was like, nah, there's no way he can be like this, man. There's no way. This guy's a fucking whack job. And he is a bit of a whack job, Dexter, and of course he is, but yeah. We move on from that though. But what I just think what Dexter as a show's downfall was, folks, is the fact that like Debra and Dexter, like, they constantly fell out over this and then made up. It's like, I remember doing an article about a month ago about Breaking Bad and Dexter, and they were comparing the two. It's like, imagine when Hank finds out about Walter, they just go back to being like the loving brothers-in-laws that they are. It wouldn't really have worked, you know. It's like, you know, when he tells him to tread lightly, it's the same with Batista and Dexter, right? And Resurrection. You know, Dexter wants him to back off, and you know, Dexter wants Batista to back off, but their relationship is never going to go back to what it was like in season 1. Even if Dexter like prevented Batista and his like entire family, his kids and all that for dying, I don't think it would be back. So yeah, Dexter was like, I used to look in a mirror, but now it's broken because I'm a monster. It's like, god damn. I was like, I'll always want Debra in my life, and but then Vogul says want but not need. I mean, true. I think looking at the offence of New Blood, looking at the offence of Resurrection, there's not actually like 100%. It's not like he needs it all the same time, brother. Dexter breaks into folks' house, Yates' house. So yeah, this is absolutely crazy what's going on here. So he's got an elderly father in the nursing home, right? And then Dexter hides behind the door as the guy jumps out the window. So Dexter thought he was going to get him here, which was pretty interesting. But it turns out this Yates guy's got a secret door in the kitchen. Dexter then makes a phone call, and the psychiatrist is like, oh my god. He's like, that's my former psychiatrist. So pretty big there, reveal. But we all knew this, and Dexter then tells Vogul that high heels are a far cry for brains, because this guy is going around with high heels. So, I mean, I don't know, this season's pretty weird, folks, isn't it? It's like Dexter's doing a lot of hunting for people, but to find out if they're the brain surgeon or not, and he keeps like undigging new killers. I love the show, but it's like, how many fucking people are in Miami that are serial killers? Dexter just seems to find all of them. He's a crazy bastard, man. He's a crazy bastard. But yeah, Vogul's found herself a hero. So he watches Dexter on security camera as he leaves. We then see a blonde woman behind him being held captured. So let's see, moving on though. Then we see a friend of what? Jamie Batista. Cassie rocks up. And then this was awkward, because essentially what they wanted to do here was do a double date and she's like, oh, that's all right, Dexter. You know, you can go and do your own thing tonight, because, but you know what, Dexter has essentially took a massive lend of Jamie Batista for a couple of seasons now, like absolutely couple of seasons. It's absolutely insane. She's like, oh, it was a pleasure to meet you and Dexter and Harrison. Then Jamie and Quinn go to Papa's Cafe. She's like, oh, congratulations for passing the sergeant exams. But then Quinn overhears some officer mocking Debra to another, and then Quinn, obviously, he has enough here, he infuriates, he gets into a wee bit of a fight. Quinn's defending his ex-girlfriend's honour, and then Angel's like, get the hell out of here. I mean, not looking good for their relationship. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised. But then next morning for breakfast, Harrison asks Jamie for 2 pancakes. Oh, that's brilliant, man. Take his SUV and I'll pick you up my car from a motor pool. And then, yeah, this is just absolutely insane what happens next. Because Dexter finds the woman in this guy's basement, and then it's like, oh, what's going to happen here? She's been left for dead. Vogul then arrives. Dexter looks through his computer, and essentially he finds a bunch of video files. Dr. Vogul, afterwards, Dexter's like, oh, Harry's like, oh, I found Dexter. Decembering a man. It's like, would Harry really speak about this? I don't know, that's just crazy, man. And Deborah's like, fuck, am I supposed to live with the fact that he cuts people into pieces and calls it his code? Absolutely crazy. Yates then receives a phone call like, your father's heart is failing. So yeah, this was a really good scene. Debra runs into Quinn. She arrives at the station to talk to Dexter. He's like, Jamie's jealous of you, and they kind of like swear it. Well, Jamie Batista swears at Deb here, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then of course, what happened? Debra and Dexter spot each other. Right, let's go a ride. And he's like, you know what? I may have saved you in that shipping container, but I'm not going to do it now. She's like, but you only got that half right, Harry. She then turns the car, they go into a lake. Debra gets saved by a fisherman. Dexter's unconscious, he's about to die, but then she jumps in and saves him. Is there something a wee bit unrealistic about stick fin Debra saving Dexter? Potentially, but this is my problem. It's like, surely the battle lines at this point have been dropped, or have been crossed. I don't think... you know, it's like Hank, if Walt tried to kill Hank, I don't think Hank would forgive him, put it that way, you know. He fucking didn't forgive him anyway, so yeah, I mean, that is it for Scar Tissue. A pretty big moment here. What's Dexter's reaction going to be? We'll have to wait and see. What's going to happen with Yates, what's going to happen with Vogul, what's going to happen with Debra. All rather interesting, folks. Sorry for this like botchy review. I'm sitting here down at the beach and I can barely see with my sunglasses recapping it, and we did do it 2 months ago, but yeah, booyah.